Alrighty, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition, the final edition of the Corniest Chrismukkah ever podcast, the podcast brought to you by Oh Guys Productions, starring Skeet Ulrich, powered by RealNerdCorp.com, live on twitch.tv/comic and GameCorp. If you didn't already know, I'm your host for the evening. You don't love me, you don't hate me, and most of the time you forget that I exist. I'm basically the Casper Van Dien of podcasting. My name is Alex Swisher, and joining me this week, as always, my trusty co-host, Scrooge Jones, aka Chad Porto.
One, that's fantastic. Two, what the fuck did Casper Van Dien ever do to you?
Nothing. I was watching a video today and somebody referenced Starship Troopers.
He's so okay. There's so many things to talk about before we start this review. First and foremost, did you ever see the web series Con Man starring Alan Tudyk?
No, I did not.
So it's basically just a fictionalized version of the cast of Firefly,
Mm-hmm.
only with Henry Rollins being a part of it. And Alan Tudyk can't find work that isn't like typecasted. Nathan Fillion is getting all the roles because he's awesome. And Henry Rollins gets outed accidentally by Alan Tudyk, only it's revealed that it's not because he's gay that he stops getting work. It's because Alan Tudyk outs him as a Republican. But throughout the entire series, whenever Alan Tudyk is at a bar, and I mean every single time, it's Casper Van Dien serving him. It doesn't matter if he's at a convention, if he's at some hole in the wall, if he's at like some high end place, and like every time he walks in, gets a drink, he just kind of stares at him for a second, and, like takes the drink and kind of like, wait, what? And like he says like two words the entire series, and Casper Van Dien's just a delicious delight that we should all appreciate because he has great comedic timing, even if he doesn't realize it.
My favorite thing about the Starship Troopers franchise is that after Starship Troopers 2, they lost all the budget. So for the third one, they basically shot the entire movie on one set and in one like bunker. And so the entire movie is just Casper Van Dien in a fucking bunker just
It's
talking.
not even Casper Van Dien.
Is he not in the third one?
No, he comes back for the fourth one, and
Oh,
then and
that's
then
right.
the fifth one, which was animated. Yeah, the third one was I don't even remember who's in the fucking third one. The
They
second one
lost
was the
all
guy
the
from
budget
Predator.
after the second one.
Dude, the
Oh
second wasn't
yeah.
any better. The second one, they were in a
Yeah, you're
fucking tower.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
They lost all the
All
budget
I
after
remember
the first one.
all I remember about the first movie really was just like it opens up with a bunch of dudes just getting fucking killed by giant bugs and then titties.
Diz's titties.
Yeah.
Let's be fair there.
That's all that movie was.
So I also got introduced to Baby Metal during this holiday season, and I am so grateful for that.
So, what are we talking about this week?
Uh,
The
we're t-
best episode.
today's episode is this Christmas episode is called Gold, Frankincense, and Chad Michael Murray, which you came up with.
Yeah.
Gonna give props where props are due. And we are doing Hallmark movies, Hallmark Christmas movies. We gave our Hebrew homies a week last week, non-Christmas Christmas movies. Enjoy. But this week we're going hardcore into the finale. It's Hallmark. I mean, how can it not be? Like Hallmark gets its
Has to be.
biggest ratings for Halloween and Christmas. Like they build up all of their slates to the end of the year. That's why
Right.
in the summer you get films starring the guy from Baby Daddy who wasn't even one of the main characters. He was one of the side characters. That's all they can afford to get. But in the summer or in the winter, they load up with their heaviest of hitters, like Chad Michael Murray.
Oh man.
And occasionally,
They got
who is it? Mel Gibson's partner. What was his name?
I fuck you
From
lost
Lethal
me.
Weapon.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Not that
Hold
hard.
on,
Not
hold
that
on,
easy.
hold on.
I wanna- all the names are wrong. Oldish Gambino.
Oldish Gambino.
They share a last name, even though they're not related. So I'll just run with
You're
that.
talking Myrrh-ay, right?
Yes.
Um, uh, oh my God, not just why are the only two names coming into my head Samuel L. Jackson and Lawrence Fishburne? It's not either of them.
I was thinking Chevy Chase and Cuba Gooding Jr. At least I wasn't
uh,
completely racist.
Danny Glover.
There it is.
Because you said oldish Gambino,
Right,
and I was
because
like,
Donald
I was
Glover.
like Donald Glover, Danny Glover.
Well, the funny thing was, I completely forgot Donald Glover's name too.
Well, no, Hallmark basically has what's her name from Full House. Like they have her soul.
Well,
She's in all of their movies.
to be fair, Candace Cameron Bure, she's the worst. All of her movies make me want to die.
She's so bad, and I'm so glad we chose 3 Hallmark movies that she's not in.
I would have vetoed. Like, hand to God, I find her insufferable. So I would have vetoed anything she was in.
That's fine. I would not blame you.
So
Instead, we got 1 halfway enjoyable movie and 2 really good movies.
I'll tell you what, man. I ain't never seen teeth like the teeth on what's her name, Brooke Burns.
Oh, from Christmas Connection.
She got some
Oof.
fucking chompers, bro.
Oof.
Right?
Dude.
And the blonde isn't helping her. Like, you should see her with brunette hair. Like, definitely more her speed. Oof. This was the last movie
Yeah.
she was in before this year.
Really?
Yeah, she's finishing a movie called Gourmet Detective. Rue the Day. Ah, get it?
Dude,
Like a rue.
I don't want to be mean to her, but her smile is legit like a Joker victim smile. You know what I'm saying? Like
she
the
just got some
Joker
big teeth.
gas. She's got a big mouth.
You know, I'll tell you what. Are you watching the stream right now?
No, I'm not. I'm looking at a picture of the Christmas Connection.
Well, then I'm gonna send you this picture. Cause, goddamn.
No, is that like old school
Yeah,
Baywatch?
I think so.
Yeah.
Just looking at I'm just like, goddamn. Oh God, this doesn't help.
Calm down. Calm down there.
I want to call him
damn it.
Suzuki, and I know that's wrong.
Shibata.
What is wrong with us today?
I've lost my mind.
After looking at that photo I just sent you, I don't blame you.
Oh, I see. I'm not like insulting her.
She has a very wide mouth. The thing is, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I can't hold it against her.
Like the worst thing you can be, in my opinion, is forgettable.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Taylor Cole in Christmas and Homestead. Hey, you want to see a generic white chick with short brunette hair who's an actress and hates all things Christmas, but then falls in love with a single dad with a cute little kid?
You know, when I first saw this movie, you know what I called her throughout the entire movie?
What's her name?
Not Colby Smulders.
Colby Smulders is a great actress, but God, she is just like something about her does not ring with me. It's like
You know
what's her name from Friends? Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Have no idea why people think she's hot. I don't see it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna insult anyone. I look like a foot, but I like there are women that people like proclaim like universal hotness, and I'm just like, nah, dog. Kobe Smulders is one of them. Like Ted Mosby, like there were 30,000 women in that show that you could have been with that were prettier than Kobe Smulders,
Than her, yeah.
and who weren't bitchy, hard to deal with, or didn't want kids, and yet you still ended up
Canadian
with her.
pop stars.
Well, that didn't I didn't have an issue with that because the chick from the Pussycat Dolls was a Canadian pop star too, and I would have totally hit that.
So like I don't even find her like unattractive, but I agree with you to a point where it's like, man, there's definitely more attractive ladies than Kobe Smulders. My favorite thing about her is that She played the role of Maria Hill perfectly, completely forgettable.
Yup.
That's how that character should be.
You're supposed to forget the spies.
Just up there with Scarlett Johansson, completely forgettable.
Hey, let's cast someone who doesn't know how to do a Russian accent. Sounds like a plan.
I watched Endgame again for the first time since I saw it in theaters the other night.
I'm sorry.
Because I got Disney Plus just because. Don't say I'm sorry. You and I disagree on a lot of things. The Marvel movies are one of them. We're not getting into this conversation.
Fat
But literally,
Thor.
yeah. What about it?
The worst.
He looked like me. I finally had representation in a movie.
I don't give a fuck about representation.
Neither do I. I was just making a joke.
I grew up watching
Um,
Martin. I didn't give a fuck.
so, um, no, it's just like I watched that movie and I was like, oh yeah, her, Scarlett Johansson.
She's
There
there.
she is. She's there. So should we start with the least favorite of our three being Christmas Connection?
You mean Christmas and Homestead? Okay.
Christmas and Homestead is not my least favorite.
It's Christmas Connection's not mine either.
Well, then we are agreeing to disagree.
We are at an impasse. Sir, you cannot
See?
tell me that a movie with Tom Everett Scott is somehow the worst. I reject that notion on the premise of science.
Oh yeah? Well, Christmas and Homestead had Michael Ratty.
You had to look that up.
I
Tom Everett Scott is the drummer from That Thing You Do, starring Tom Hanks. And I think he was in that like, Z
Yeah.
Nation. Like those are the only two things I know him from. Still,
You gotta. To be fair to me, though, I want you to ask me a serious question right now, and that is, how many Tom Hanks movies do you think I've seen?
the answer should be all of them.
There is not all of them.
How many have you not seen?
Probably a good amount. He's been in a lot of movies.
He makes one a year, and they're always enjoyable.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that I haven't seen all.
Underrated favorite, The Terminal.
Terminal's a great movie.
Yeah, doesn't get enough love. Catch Me If You Can, fantastic. Saving Private Ryan, adorable.
I mean, and also, Jesus. Also, to be fair to me, if I had seen all of them, I technically wouldn't because I haven't seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood yet.
Ooh, I want to see that. That looks good.
I do too. I can't wait to see it.
Tom
So let's
Hanks
just,
is the living embodiment of that man.
I'm trying to see where I could start with what I've seen of his. Nope. Okay, so I guess the earliest movie I've seen of his was Big.
Did you not see Turner and Hooch?
Turner and Hooch came after Big.
Oh, did it? I did not know that.
Yeah, Big came out in '88. Turner and Hooch came out in '89.
Oh, I did not like Big.
I don't know if I remember much about Big. I remember enjoying it when I saw it.
That movie really
Um,
scared me.
I've seen Radio Flyer. I've seen A League of Their Own. I've seen Sleepless in Seattle. I've
Would
seen
you
Philadelphia.
count that as a Tom Hanks movie? I know he's in it, but he's only the narrator.
Right, but I mean,
That fucking movie,
Still.
goddamn, breaks my soul.
I've
Wasn't
seen
the- wasn't
Philadelphia.
the-
I've seen Forrest Gump.
Wasn't Frodo the main character?
Of what?
Radio Flyer.
Yeah, Elijah Wood.
It's those blue eyes, man. They're haunting. They follow you throughout the series.
Yeah.
All the movies.
So, seen Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, Toy Story, That Thing You Do, Saving Private Ryan. Yep, You've Got Mail. Yeah. Toy Story 2, Green Mile, Big Fat Greek Wedding, Road to Perdition. Catch Me
Wait,
If You
what?
Can.
Wait. He was in Big Fat
What?
Greek Wedding?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Are you sure you're not on Colin Hanks' page?
No, I'm on list of Tom Hanks performances. Dude, I just listed off Saving Private Ryan, Apollo 13, Forrest Gump, and Philadelphia.
I don't know. Colin Hanks could be in those as a bit role. I don't know.
It doesn't have a character name for me, but oh, I'm sorry. He was not an actor. He was a producer.
Oh, you whore.
Sorry. I have to look at the actor column.
Apparently.
Anyways, seen Road to Perdition, seen Catch Me If You Can. I have not seen Lady Killers. Terminal I've seen. course I've fucking seen Polar Express. Are you kidding me? He's everybody in that.
Literally, he's all but one character.
Yeah. Um, seen Da Vinci Code. I've seen Cars. He was in Cars apparently. He had a cameo as Woody Carr. Huh.
I'm Woody.
Um,
Howdy, 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 howdy.
I've seen Charlie Wilson's War. I've seen the Simpsons movie. Played himself in that. I've seen Great Buck Howard. Surprisingly, seen Angels and Demons. Toy Story 3. Hawaiian Vacation. Yes. Larry. I've not seen Larry Crown. I've not seen Small Fry. I have seen Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Have seen Cloud Atlas, unfortunately.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Saw Captain Phillips. Saw Saving Mr. Banks. Did not see Bridge of Spies. I did see Ithaca, surprisingly. Have not seen Hologram for the King. Have not seen Sully. No, wait, I did see Sully. Yes, I saw Sully. I did not see Inferno. I did not see The Circle. I did see The Post. Toy Story 4 I've seen. And then I have not seen Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. So I've seen a good chunk.
Literally, the only movie you did not list off that I can think of is That Thing You Do.
Is what?
That Thing You Do.
Did I not say that thing you do?
You did not see it. You did not say it.
Oh, okay, because it was right after the first Toy Story and right before Saving Private Ryan. I said it on the list, but I haven't seen it. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm batting a pretty high percentage here for Tom Hanks movies seen.
And yet, still know That Thing You Do. Steve Zahn's in it. God damn. Come on.
Don't make me hurt you.
Steve Zahn's awesome.
I know Steve Zahn's awesome, but quit trying to guilt trip me into not seeing this movie.
Liv Tyler.
That doesn't convince me to see it more.
It didn't help when I watched it either. And that's like,
I'm
and
not.
like the kid from like all the movies in the '90s who like always had the dopey look on his face. He's in it.
The problem with Liv Tyler is every time I see her, I just see her father, and it makes me feel gross.
Every time I see her, I hear, but I don't want to do it.
So what movie are we opening with?
We're opening with Christmas and Homestead because you gave me the option and I'm picking it. That's right, motherfucker.
Fine.
So here's the entire premise of this movie: a single dad who loves Christmas and a little girl who loves Christmas has to deal with these hoity-toity Hollywood hacks who come to town to capture the essence of Christmas. Oh, and leading actress doesn't celebrate Christmas anymore because she forgot what it's like, and then she falls in love with the dad and the little girl, and she's all like, yeah, and then they get married.
So, the single dad, Matt, he played by fucking Michael Rady, Matt Larson. He is not only the mayor of Homestead, Iowa, he is also the innkeep,
Yup.
the only hotel in the town.
You are not wrong, sir.
What a great concept. So original. And then Taylor Cole, who plays Jessica McEllis, the hoity-toity movie star slash produce. What is she, directing and producing and starring in this movie?
Yeah, like the whole point was like she's got so many hats. Look how competent she is.
She is starring in this movie with her ex-husband. Was his name Vince?
Yeah, Jeff Branson.
Jeff Branson, yeah. Vince Hawkins. And he's trying to win her back, but she's slowly falling in love with the single dad, and she's also falling head over heels for his adorable little daughter, Sophie.
Who is precocious, plucky, but yet not disrespectful.
It's crazy how she could almost be the perfect daughter in a Hallmark movie.
Right? These people are so pretty and perfect. It's like they're fake.
Right. Right. And if there's one thing about Hallmark movies that we love, it's fake people.
Yup.
So yeah, I think it's like I think it's like a nice little warm movie where you sit down and you're like, ooh, I can't wait for them to perfectly fall in love and have a happy ending. But then Vince kind of gets in the way a little bit. The not he's not evil, but the antagonistic ex-husband. You know.
It's a Hallmark movie. There's no such thing as an antagonist.
Oh, good point. Yeah. The
So, well, hang on.
mischievous.
Let me break down the generalness of a Hallmark movie. There are no antagonists. There's
Yep.
always an attractive, pretty single lead, and 9 times out of 10, they have a child and or a nephew niece they are taking care of.
Yeah.
They always work some quirky job that should not be sustainable anymore, like an innkeeper or a bookstore clerk or a cellist slash store owner in a small town.
I was about to say that a music store owner slash cellist.
They're always running into individuals by happenstance and or childhood connections, or in the case of our last film, both. There's
I
always
can't
a
wait. I
minor
can't wait for that.
there's always a minor misunderstanding that acts as the rising action in the end of the second act that causes them
Yep.
to think that they're not supposed to be together. And then a final 120 seconds before the end credits reconciliation, usually around a concert, a festival, or just a dumb general thing for the holidays and or Christmas, summer, spring, Valentine's time. That's literally like if you play Hallmark Bingo, those are the squares and you will always win.
I love Hallmark movies.
They are the best. They are predictable and they are enjoyable.
That's sometimes you just need a popcorn movie.
Not even a popcorn movie. Sometimes you need just the world doesn't suck, small town America still exists, and we're not all going bankrupt movie.
Yeah, like you just need a movie that you know that you don't have to worry about like them like it not working out perfectly.
Ooh, there's always an extra like condition to these characters too. They have a single child, or in the case of one, they just lost a relative or a significant other, and they own a bike shop. Yeah, saw that one. Or they are a deployed military member who's just come home, and this is a plot, didn't get to bring their dog with them when they got sent home from deployment, and they miss it. Oh,
Oh boy.
and the person she ends up meeting is the town judge who's 28 and owns his own farm.
That is literally impossible.
In a Hallmark movie, it's all
You
possible.
can't be 28 and a judge.
I mean, technically you can. You just need to pass the bar.
You can, but you have to wait for one of these old fucks to die so you can take their place.
Well, I think in the film, like his grandfather, I think, was the judge, and he had passed away, and he was elected because of his name. And
I
then he
like
was
the idea that this guy has no qualifications. His grandpa just passed away and was like, "You're the judge."
I mean, he had a law degree, and he was very good at being a judge. And he was so good that the second district of Chicago was interested in bringing him in as a district judge. And he's like, "Oh, that's the big time." And the lady's like, "Wait, that's the big time?"
Dude, oh, that's another thing. Whoever is like one of the main characters that has a quirky profession always has to have like an opportunity at the big time.
Or like
Every single one.
some type of big incident around it, like
Yeah, revolving
like this woman in Christmas in Homestead. She gets to direct for her first
I
movie.
know.
Or in the next movie, she's going to Bali.
Dude, it's so great. It's dumb, but
Oh,
it's
okay,
great. And I
okay,
love it.
okay, okay. Let's do make a Hallmark movie, right?
Okay. All right.
We're gonna riff and build this film.
All right.
So let's start with the protagonists. What are we gonna do?
All right. Is our protagonist male or female?
That's the first thing you gotta pick.
All right. So I'm gonna go with the let's kind of flip it. It's not gonna be the guy who meets the girl of his dreams. It's the girl who meets the guy of her dreams. So our main character is a woman.
Okay.
Right? and it has a real quirky profession. So what's her profession, Chad?
A dog bakery owner.
A dog bakery. So she bakes treats for dogs?
Yes. Out
Perfect.
of
I love
dogs.
it. Out of dogs.
No,
Oh
no,
no.
no, no. We can't do that one. That's not Hallmark.
No.
So she has a
That's a sci-fi movie.
wait. We're gonna go super obscure. She makes diabetic dog treats.
She makes diabetic dog treats. Okay.
Big
So
market for that. And she has her own
she-
storefront in a small town.
in a small town. Okay. Let me think. Where is this small town gonna be?
And she drives a modern SUV that she couldn't possibly
Yes.
afford. And I mean, like, the year the film came out is the year the car model is.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so what
So
small town? Like what state are we putting her in? It's got to be something obscure and completely problematic.
it has to be somewhere like you said, obscure, problematic, but it has to be a town that is able to go through seasons.
Mm,
So we got to stay away from like the Southwest.
yes, or the
Um,
southeast because they only have two seasons: summer
right,
and
right.
monsoon.
Uh, let's just stick with what we know. Oh my God, Geneva on the Lake.
I'm gonna simplify it. Made
Do
up
we come
town.
up with a
Made
do
up
we come up
town
with a
name.
made up town?
Yes. Made up town name. We'll call it River. We'll call it River Rose. River Rose, Connecticut.
River Rose, Connecticut.
Yep. That's
River Rose. Let's just find it. See if there's a River Rose anywhere. Nope, doesn't look like it. So it looks like we're good.
that's always the worst when you come up with a real name by accident.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, nope. Nope, we're good. Okay, there's a Rose City,
Nope.
and there's Rifle River Recreation Area in Rose City, but we're good.
Rifle River would be a great name, but it's a Hallmark movie, and we can't have any
We can't.
sense
Yeah, no.
of violence.
River Rose, Connecticut, is perfect.
Yes.
So she lives in Connecticut. She makes diabetic dog treats.
Mm-hmm. And she has a half-blind cat that she's
yes.
trying to get money for to give it an operation so it can be fully seeable.
And she is average, height for a woman, like average build.
So
but like a
5'3"
blonde
slender,
bombshell.
5'3" slender, and has a mom cut for no reason.
For no reason.
Because
blonde, blue eyes.
two of the three women in these films we're discussing have mom cuts. For no reason.
For no reason. Her name is Sarah.
Sarah, Ann, or Beth, or if we're getting creative, all three of them.
Sarah and Beth. So what are the names? We have Sydney in Christmas Connection.
Mm-hmm.
There's Jessica in Christmas and Homestead. And what was Tori DeVito's character?
Jessica. But we also had Lila and Angie.
Oh yeah. So she also plays Jessica.
So we have to go with Jessica then.
Jessica seems like the perfect name.
I mean, two of the three movies we're reviewing has the lead with Jessica, so our woman has to have the first name of Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica and Sarah Beth. That's her full name.
Jessica and Sarah Beth.
She's always drinking coffee, but it's never from Starbucks.
She always goes to the little mom and pop coffee shop.
Wait. Yes, but. The little mom and pop coffee shop is owned by her best friend, the only black person in town.
Yes.
Named Elizabeth for some reason.
Yeah, she's got a real white name. Her name is Jane.
Yes. So Jane, the black woman, owns the coffee shop that serves pastries and all sorts of dumb things that a coffee shop wouldn't be able to do with, here's the kicker, only Jane working behind the counter. That's right.
Oh
She
my
runs
god.
everything by herself because she's
I've
that
literally
good.
just crafted the plot of this movie.
I,
It just hit.
I mean,
So,
okay, hit me.
the big overarching narrative problem is that they're this little small town in Connecticut, River Rose, is trying to be co- like the corporations are moving in. They're trying to tear everything down and gentrify it and turn it into this new big, you know, we're gonna put a coffee chain on every corner. We're gonna come in. We're gonna hit all the chain restaurants. We're gonna put all your your chains, prescription like your pharmacies, everything. And it's all led by this lead architect, a very dashing, handsome man with a chiseled jawline, the salt and pepper hair, and he's got this vision for everything, and
Okay,
he's just acquired the rights to the town.
okay. I'm gonna build on that though.
Yeah.
Before it was a major conglomerate, it was a mom and pop shop that his grandfather built. Passed down to his father,
Yeah.
passed down to him. He is a returning war veteran just taking over the CEO for his retiring father.
Okay.
Oh,
He
and his
while
brother
he was in the
is,
military, he got his MBA
yes, and
too.
his brother is very, very adamant that they close the deal. We don't know what deal they want to close, but very adamant that his brother gets the deal closed.
Yeah. Yeah. So they come into River Rose and they start taking a look around. And you see blah blah blah. This is happening. Blah. And he's like, we're gonna tear down this shop and these two shops here, which are right across the street from each other.
Or next to each other,
Be
depending on location event availability.
right. It's like these will be perfect for let's do right next to each other because he said we're gonna knock these two out and turn them into one big like bakery, like chain bakery slash coffee shop. And they're gonna make it huge. It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be twice the size of a normal whichever brand, you know. And he's got this huge dream. He's got the chain. This is it. Perfect. We're gonna knock these two out, and it's perfect. And he's trying to buy out the two shops, the bakery and the diabetic dog treat shop and the cafe from Jessica and Jane. So you're not. I know. Hang in there with me because I got this. What's the name for this guy, by the way?
Charlie.
Charlie. I like Charlie. His business name is Charles.
Yes. Yes. His underlings and father and brother always call him Charles, but when he introduces himself to Jane, wait, who is the other one? Jessica. When he introduces
Jessica,
himself to
who's the
Jessica,
main character.
she calls him Charlie, and he goes, no one's called me Charlie since I was in the military."
Yeah. So your normal Hallmark movie stuff happens. You know, he's still trying to push to get this done. His brother's behind him, pushing even harder to make sure that he doesn't fold.
Ooh,
But
ooh,
he is
ooh.
slowly but sure.
And Charlie
Mhm.
wants to do it to make his father proud.
Exactly. Wants to do it to make his father proud. So, so he slowly but surely is falling in love with Jessica. But
Is he,
his
or is he,
brother,
or is it love at first sight?
it's love at first sight, but he kind of refuses because they're at odds with one another.
Yes, but when he walks in to meet the owner, he sees a plate of dog treats and he picks them up because he thinks they're people treats. And he bites into it, and she goes, "That's not for people; those are dog treats." And then he drops everything
Yep.
on the ground, going, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
And
And
when
that's
he
your meet
drops it, she
cute.
gets she gets kind of like mad because she's like, these aren't just dog treats. They're diabetic dog treats. They're very difficult to make. And she like picks it up and she's like kind of like snooty towards him.
Yeah, you just make meat into a biscuit. Super
So
hard.
what- come on. You gotta like she's not gonna like him at first because he comes in with his power suit and his salt and pepper hair.
Power suit, but he has that long flowing like New York winter coat that goes with suits.
Oh,
And
of course.
leather gloves. And he has like some
Of
kind of
course.
weird comb from the side haircut
Mm-hmm. You
because
know it.
he could just cuz.
So he's slowly starting to reel back on wanting to take over these two shops, and he's trying to discuss maybe just building a a new building or finding something like a more rundown spot. But his brother's insistent that this is the perfect spot because it
Foot
has the
traffic.
best like foot traffic. Exactly. They're gonna get they're gonna make the most money. They need to be there. This is the perfect location.
G-
Um, so he kind of refuses, but his brother goes behind his back and gets the permits pushed through anyways.
I have the
And then
perfect catalyst though. Can I? Can I? Can I?
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
He generically phone Skypes his father on
Hmm.
Weaver Review or whatever because you can't afford Skype.
Yeah,
And he goes, Dad, my brother Marty, right?
Martin.
No, but he calls him Marty.
He calls him Marty, and Martin hates it.
Yes. And he goes, Marty's going through with this plan, and he's got the entire block bought out except for these two little stores, and I don't think we should be building here. He's not going to say like this, but essentially he says that the town's ecosystem would be destroyed by us.
Hmm.
And his father goes, well, I always trust your judgment. Why are you refusing to kibosh this whole thing? And he goes, Dad, it's because I want to make you proud. And he goes, and verbatim quote, my boy, you've always made me proud. Don't forget to follow your heart. That's why you got the job in the first place. Thanks, Pa. Click. And then he goes, shuts down Marty. and he makes sure to undress him, going, Marty, we're not doing it.
So, where I'm heading with this will happen after like the big like confrontation.
Wait,
He'll have the
wait.
phone call with the dad.
Don't overemphasize big. It's
I
not even
know,
a confrontation. It's a
but here's
moment.
what's
It's a moment where she just goes and turns around and walks away.
no. What I'm saying is he's gonna start to back off, but Marty won't. So Marty is gonna go into Jane's cafe, and he's gonna basically just talk to her and be like, listen, even if you decide not to sell, I'm just gonna put this chain up across the street from you. I'm gonna drive away all your money anyways. 'Cause I'm gonna leave you for broke.
Ooh,
So what you can do?
that's a little too aggressive
No,
for a
no,
Hallmark movie. What he would
no.
say is, think about how much money you would make by selling.
Exactly. So something along those lines, you know. And he convinces just Jane to sell,
Mm.
but he does some research, right? And the wall that is connecting the dog treat shop to the cafe
No.
is technically on his land. So he tears that wall down and the shops are just open, and he's trying to convince her to sell the shop next to it. But then we
He's
do the
just gonna
phone call.
tear down the fucking wall.
Yeah. So technically the shops aren't aligned correctly. The wall, like the
There's a
property of the cafe,
singular wall.
the cafe's property line actually extends past the wall that is puts them together. You know what I'm saying?
No. I just like the idea that there are two buildings connected by a singular wall.
It's a
And
Hallmark movie.
and the wall is only on one side of the property line. I fucking love
It's a
it.
it's a Hallmark movie.
It's so obscure.
But you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going with this. So then he does the phone call with the dad. He pushes back against Marty and gets Marty to give in, and they don't. He gives the property back to Jane. And then because the wall's torn down and they don't want to put it up, they decide to combine the two stores, and they have J&J Cafe.
Yeah, we don't have the budget for that.
We
I,
don't
I,
have the budget for that.
how are we going to justify tearing down an entire wall on the set like that? We can't justify that.
We don't have to justify anything.
We we have a $44 fucking
We do have a
budget.
$44 budget.
That's it. We can't fucking tear down a wall. All the actors are coming to set with their own clothes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, if Reagan could tear down a wall, we can tear down.
He didn't tear down the goddamn wall. The failed economy of Russia did.
And in this failing economy of the United States of America, we can tear down a wall.
So that's a little too over the top. The best way is to say that he tries to tempt Jessica by franchising her diabetic dog treats in his new chain of stores. But she rebuffs him, and then the brother comes and kiboshes the whole thing. And because they already started building the new store, the Charlie just moves. What do we call him? Charlie, is that his name? Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah.
Charlie moves them across the street to the new building, where they can have J&J Bakery or J&J Confectionates. What confections? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Confections. Yeah.
J&J Confections. So a little renovation. We don't need to tear down a whole fucking wall. You lunatic.
You quit stepping all over my dreams.
Who do you think we are? Marvel? Even they don't have the kind of money to tear down a real wall.
What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. I hate you.
They would CGI the wall down.
Now, we'll just go with your ending. What do we call the movie?
A Taste of Love. Ooh. Wait, which time of the year is it?
Early autumn.
Oh, wait, hang on. The Color of Love.
No, I like the taste of love.
So, Taste of Love, Color of Love, if it's winter, it is Treats for Christmas. If it's Valentine's, it's a Valentine's Love for Valentine's. Because it's that kind of movie. If it's wedding season, it's well, no, they're not getting married, so we can't do wedding season. If it's summer, we are in Connecticut, so there's a beach. We can just move everything just slightly to the right, or slightly to the east. I mean, in my head, that made more sense. We call it the Waves of Love.
Waves. Oh my god. A Taste of Love is like the perfect title for this.
Honest to God, I think I missed my calling. I should go work for Hallmark's movie channel.
You and
division,
I should go work for Hallmark.
and just be like, all I exist to do is name the movies. All right, so then what do we call this? Confections Affections. Ah.
Confections of Affection.
No, Confections Affections. Really get the tongue twister.
Oh man, I just like the idea of like a bunch of like me and you being low level Hallmark employees, and like a bunch of high execs being like, we need a new like early autumn blockbuster that's really gonna get those views. We need something for late this year. Like what can we get? And then you just hear just the sounds of footsteps on like tile just pounding down the hallway, and then we just kick the door open. We got it.
We're jostling for position, pushing one another out the way.
Yeah, we do that cartoon thing where we try and squeeze through a doorway at the same time, shoulder to shoulder.
I love it.
And there's one executive at Hallmark that just goes, well, as soon as we kick the door open, they just go, oh, good Lord. They just go, not these two. The big exec who forgets that we work there like always has seen us dozens of times at this point in the exact same scenario of us just kicking a door down on a meeting and trying to present our plot. The big head exec just turns and just goes, who are these two idiots? Every single time.
And every time they do our movie, but they'll always change something like, instead of it being diabetic dog treats, it'll be like toys for the blind children. And we'll be like, that's our movie. And he looks at us and goes, no, you did diabetic dog treats. We're doing toys for blind children. Totally different movie.
It's the exact same plot. No, it's not. Her name is Janessa.
Janessa. No. What do you It's Vanessa.
Her name is Janice, not Jessica.
Her name is Janice,
Damn it.
and she has blonde hair, not brunette hair.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have a diabetic dog. She
She
has an
doesn't have a
orphaned
half-blind cat.
She has an orphaned cat.
No, you said that Jessica in our movie has a half-blind cat that she's trying to save up money to get an
Oh, that's
operation
right.
for.
That was a plot line that got dropped in the second act.
That's a, yeah. They present that as like the problem at first, but then it just gets dropped in the second act.
In the deleted scene, in the deleted scene from the movie, the guy goes, "What happened to your cat? I had to kill it." Wait, what?
No, no, we bring it back up. You know how like they'll do like the in some of the movies they'll do like a fast forward like 6 months later type thing, and like
Mhm.
everything we do that when they have J and J's confections, and they're just like the cat magically shows up even though it wasn't in the
The
second or third
cat's
acts at
on the
all.
counter with an eye patch, a white eye
With the
patch with like a little rainbow on it, and the
and a
cat's just
and a cone.
like pawing at it.
Yeah, it's got the cone and it's trying to get to it. And they're like, I can't believe the operation for Smokey was a success.
No, that's too much of a name. Like, it's got to be Sprinkles to fall in line.
Thimble.
Ooh, okay. Like Sprinkles works as a theme, but Thimble's just weird enough to work.
Thimble.
Thimble the cat.
Thimble the cat. Hell yeah. Dude, half of this show is just going to be us talking about how to make a Hallmark movie. We're going to blow through these fucking plots.
I mean, we already gave away the plots for the entire movies.
You're right. So believe it or not, Jessica from not
Christmas and
Christmas and Homestead falls in love with Matt, and then all's well that ends well.
I mean, essentially, they decide not to shoot on Christmas or some dumb shit, and she finds her love for Christmas again. And then in the 6 month flash forward cutscene that they don't show you, they're having some kind of weird orgy in the middle of town square. It's fucked up.
Yeah, the town snowball fight turns into a town orgy.
Did you ever see like how many episodes of like American Dad are you familiar with?
How many episodes of what did I say?
American Dad.
I mean, I've seen a good amount.
Did you ever see the one where they discover it's Steve and his friends? They discover the downed plane, and
Oh yeah,
it's the script for like Fast and the Furious 6.
yeah.
But then they read it and they're like, there's like a bunch of hardcore gay sex scenes. So they cut out all the gay sex scenes and try to deliver the script to the producer. And the guy's like, this is a fake. How do you know? Because all the gay sex scenes have been cut out of the script. Every one of his scripts always had gay sex scenes that we had to shoot and only put in the French version. Well, in all the Hallmark movies, there's always an orgy that gets cut.
Oh yeah, always.
Always. Like hardcore triple X rated nudity type of orgy. Every single time.
So, Christmas Connection.
Christmas Connection is actually great because it opens up with this little girl who's like on this airplane, right? And she's traveling to see her father because her mother's a ne'er-do-well hussy who can't find it in her to travel with her child to go see her ex. That whore. And the little girl forgets her gift to her father on the plane. So the woman decides to drop the gift off at the father's house in Chicago because that's where they land. And they find out that the nice stewardess is also from Chicago. She was born there, but then moved out to the West Coast because her parents died. Although they don't say die, they just say they're no longer with us. Or they passed away when I was young. They never say the words died. It's too harsh of a word. And Tom Everett Scott, who plays probably Charlie.
Jonathan,
Same thing. Who plays Jonathan is a column writer for a Chicago newspaper in the year of our Lord 2017. I can understand why he's worried about losing his job.
Jesus.
So he's a column writer for the Chicago newspaper, the Chicago made up name, and he convinces this stewardess named Sydney, with a Y, not with an I, to allow him to write a story about her so that he may keep his job and put out a great Christmas themed story in 4 days, because that's how long it takes to vet a story in made up land. So they go around discovering things like, her parents met at a Christmas tree lot and they fell in love. And she wants to go to Bali because she doesn't believe in Christmas or love anymore. But then she ends up falling in love with Leah and Jonathan. And at the end of the movie, they're a happy couple. And she decides that Christmas should be best served with snow, frostbite, and exhaust. Because it's fucking Chicago. And what the hell else are you going to get? Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I actually I saw 2 more Christmas movies from Hallmark.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I need to look up real fast. Hallmark Country Star Christmas movie. Let's see if I can find the right one.
This can only end poorly.
You mean end amazingly? Ooh, found it. Didn't even take that long. Ah, that's right. Now I remember it. It's Time for Me to Come Home for Christmas. Literally the name of the movie.
Jesus, that's too long.
No, it's great. The stars are Josh Henderson, who plays Heath Sawyer. Peyton's brother. Heath Sawyer.
Oh, Jesus.
And Megan Park, who you would know from Diary of the Dead, Charlie Bartlett, and I think she was in like the Diary of like an American Teenager, The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally a story about how she's trying to get to her dad's in Nebraska, and how this famous country music singer, who she's never heard of, is trying to get back there too. And they end up taking the same plane together. They end up taking the same bus together. Then they just start traveling together. Then there's like some hand stuff scene in their rented car.
What?
Sorry, this is on the Spice Channel. No, I'm kidding. And like along the way, like he's a famous country music singer, and she's just like this down. I don't even remember what she fucking does. She's like a candy. Like a homemade candy creator. Like she makes like chocolates and shit with her family's cookie business.
Okay.
Swear to God, that's what she does. And
I believe you.
the business is on its last legs because they need like a loan to get them through this tough period of time. And she invents like this fucking Christmas pie crust topping bullshit, and they're like, yeah, it's
Of course you did.
right, and it saves the business, obviously. But along the way, they meet like these 2 old folks who are like traveling, like they're like a famous traveling country duo from like the 60s, but they still play like smaller shows and they still travel and they still take the bus, and they just have like a fun time because they're old people from the 60s and they remember a time when life was a little simpler, so they still have that simpleness about them. And so the new couple starts singing together because, like, of course, it's so hokey. And then at the end of the movie, I swear to God, he writes a new Christmas song for Christmas because that's how that works.
Jesus Christ.
And then his family sings it with him on Christmas Day. They magically know the lyrics and the beat and the tempo. And the sister of the country music singing star plays her guitar too and knows all the chords. First time hearing the song.
Oh my God.
It's the best. It's the smozziest. I love it. But then the other one that I think you would really like, or love or hate, I don't know. It's called Christmas Under the Stars. It's a brand new one for this year. And it stars another member of our podcast aficionados, our Hall of Famers. And ironically enough, she also plays a crazy chick.
Yeah?
Yeah. You want to take a guess who it is? Think
I
about.
don't have a fuck.
We did the OC. We did One Tree Hill. We did Jericho.
Uh-huh.
Which one do you think the crazy chick is from?
Well, it has to be either OC or One Tree Hill.
Did we do one before One Tree Hill? No, that was our first one, wasn't it?
Well, One Tree Hill was technically our first. Well, technically our first one was Karate Kid.
Yes. Okay. So Order the Karate Kid, but let's be honest, it's not from Karate Kid.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be Karate Kid or Jericho.
No.
It's not. It's not Marissa, is it?
No, I said crazy,
Thank God.
not terrible.
Is it? Is it from the OC? Is it Taylor Townsend?
It is Taylor Townsend. It's Autumn Reeser.
Oh yeah!
She's
Hell yeah!
She's got a mom cut and everything.
No.
It gets better. She's got a mom cut. She lives in a $1 million home, but she's a middle school science teacher. Wait. She's a single mom. Wait. To an adopted son.
Dude, this is awesome.
It gets better.
How?
Her father used to help his best friend run a Christmas tree lot alongside of his wife. Her father passed several years prior, and this man, actor Clark Peters' character Clem Marshwell, his wife, I don't remember when she died, but she died several years prior to the film. But he still runs the Christmas tree lot on his own, and Autumn Reeser takes her son with him every year to the lot to get a tree. But this is going to be Clem's last year running the Christmas tree lot, because the city's looking to use the lot for different things next year. And he says he could just move the lot, but it wouldn't be the same. Because he's one of those old soulful black guys, so he's got to talk like this. And I'm not making fun of his voice. That's literally how he talks. And the main male character, Nick Belwith, played by Jesse Metcalf, is a high-end brokerage. He does like big money stuff. Loses his job and ends up working there just to pass time while he figures out what to do next. He only does what he does because it's the only thing he and his father ever did together. Mm-hmm. But obviously, when he's like, I don't want to do this anymore, Dad, his dad goes, I just want you to be happy, son. That's all I've ever wanted. Oh, gee, thanks, Dad. And that resolves 30 years of family turmoil, apparently. But wait, there's more. Autumn Reeser is trying to get her students interested in stargazing.
Oh, Jesus.
Guess how the movie ends.
Stargazing?
I mean, it's called Christmas Under the Stars. I mean, like, you know.
It's called Christmas with the Stars?
Under the Stars, even better.
Christmas Under the Stars. Christmas Under the Stars.
It's fantastic. It's the smozziest.
Oh, my God. I hate the look of this guy already.
Oh, he's the worst. But look at that smile.
I've seen him in shit before.
And I think he was in like dating or winning a date with Tad Hamilton, or something. John Tucker Must Die.
Jesse Metcalf.
Is that what he's from? John Tucker Must Die.
Yep, he was in John Tucker Must Die.
Seems like an overreaction to just dating multiple women at once. Kill a guy? Like, I don't know, man.
Oh my God, he was in that awful Stallone Batista movie.
You're going to need to help me out here. There's a lot of those.
Escape Plan 2 with Stallone and Batista.
Oh, God.
He's in a bunch of Hallmark shit.
I mean, adoy.
Oh, I can already tell that I'm going to love that. He was it. So let's look at the Hallmark shit he's been in. See, Christmas Under the Stars. Christmas Next Door.
I feel like I've seen
A Country Wedding. Let's see here.
Oh, my favorite Hallmark movie, God's Not Dead 2, The Gardening.
He was in Smallville.
Yeah, he was one of the guys with the meta powers in the early seasons.
God, I hate him. Like, I hate his face. I legitimately dislike his face.
Why?
Look at his headshots.
I mean, he's smoldering. Is that the issue?
He looks awful.
Because he smolders?
Because he's making a duck face.
That's smoldering.
Shut.
You
your
know who
mouth.
was in John Tucker Must Die, right?
Hmm.
Sophia Bush.
You're right.
Everything is One Tree Hill. Everything is One Tree Hill. Everything is One Tree Hill.
I would only watch this movie for Autumn Reeser.
That's the only reason I tuned in.
God, I'm
Fiona
gonna have to watch it
Googleman?
now. What?
She's in Christmas Next Door. Fiona Googleman.
Oh my god.
I love these names. I love this. This is my favorite episode that we've done besides the Grinch episode.
This is amazing. Eric Randall. Fiona Googleman plays April Stewart.
Oh, that's such a
Dude, the fucking picture for Christmas Next Door is just the fucking picture for Christmas Connection and Christmas and Homestead and Right Before Christmas.
You thought I was kidding?
It's just the same picture over and over again.
I don't kid about this stuff.
I hate. Can you finish up the plot of Christmas Connection so we can end this?
They fall in love.
My favorite thing is the final like sentence. So Sydney misses her connection. She's stuck for a few days. Grounded from her jet-setting ways, Sydney bumps into Leah and Jonathan, who invite her to spend the holidays with them, showing Sydney the value of staying put long enough to fall in love. That's amazing. Ah, dude.
That is fantastic.
God. Oh, we haven't done our rating system.
Okay, so for Christmas and Homestead, what are you giving it?
I will give Christmas in a Homestead 7 out of 10. I'm just gonna use the main actresses as the rating system. I give it 7 out of 10 Taylor Coles.
That's actually pretty good. I'm going to give it 14 out of 36 broken Christmas ornaments.
Divide that by 2. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So it's 7 out of 18. What'd you say? Broken Christmases?
Broken Christmas
7
ornaments.
Broken Christmas ornaments. Okay. Okay. So Chad, what do you give Christmas Connection?
I'm going to give Christmas Connection 6 out of 11 missed layovers.
Okay. I give Christmas Connection 6.5 Brooke Burns out of 10.
So Right Before Christmas is a genuinely good movie.
This is legit the best movie I've watched on Hallmark ever.
Like, no, there was a really good one from the summer that I saw. I'll find it later, but it's
for
up
me
there.
and
It's
you,
up there. It might be the best Christmas movie I've ever seen. That's all.
It invokes so much of what we love because it has Torrey DeVito and Chad Michael Murray.
I mean,
His name in the movie is Luke.
no, it's Lucas. He outright says, "My name
Says
is
Lucas.
Lucas."
And he goes by Luke.
It's the best. Ooh, and he was raised by a single mom.
He was raised by a single mom. I believe his full character name is Lucas Miller.
Yeah, that sounds
Because
about right.
his mom, she said that Mrs. Miller.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
So. All right.
Ooh,
So-
and he's also a very artistic individual, just like Luke,
Mm-hmm.
because
But
Lucas
instead of
was
a
a
writer-
writer. He's
Yep.
a photographer now.
Yep.
Ooh, and he plays a winter sport. Hockey.
He plays hockey.
And he has to deal with an over-the-top brunette who's vain, shallow, and only wants to use him for reasons that would boost her own image.
That's not even close to what Torrey DeVito's character is like.
No, remember the chick who wants the headshots?
Oh, yes. What the fuck's her name?
This is literally fucking season 1 of One Tree Hill.
This is just a movie version of season 1 of One Tree
It
Hill.
literally is just One Tree Hill movie.
Oh my god. So, the movie opens up on Jessica. Um fuck. So she's recently she it's Jessica, and she is buying Christmas stuff. She loves Christmas. She wakes up in her apartment. And her alarm is a Christmas song. She goes down to the coffee shop where she buys a whole bunch of stuff, like Christmas stuff, and she tells her best friend, I forget what her best friend is Mimi.
Yes, her best friend is Mimi, and she buys a bunch of Christmas cards.
Yeah, and she tells her that she's gonna send her boyfriend, Wes,
Sounds
Doctor
about right.
Wes,
Yes.
yeah, Doctor
He's
Wes. She's
not
gonna
even a
send,
doctor.
He's
He's
not
an
a doctor.
optometrist.
He's an optometrist,
Fucking Britt Baker,
gonna-
hear us.
and he hates Christmas. He doesn't get into the spirit of it. So she
He
says
doesn't
that
hate
she's
it.
gonna
He just
sit-
doesn't like it.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't come from a Christmas celebrating. Not that like he's like Jewish or anything.
Because we
His
can't have
family just
that.
didn't- Yeah, no, he couldn't be a Jew at all.
Not on the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah,
We'll accept
What do
you if you're
think this is?
black, but Jewish? Oh, hang on. Just give me one
Hallmark
Hanukkah.
is exactly like the Walt Disney Corporation.
Just give me a Wasn't Walt Disney Jewish?
I don't know.
Just give me one Hanukkah movie. That's all I'm asking for, man. That's it. Just one.
Oh man. So she goes out. She gets a text from optometrist Wes. That's how I'm gonna refer to him from now on.
Opt
And
West.
Opt West, yeah. And he says
Pre-Opt
that we
West.
should go get pre-Opt West. We're gonna go
Actually,
get
it'd be
drinks, and we're
post Opt West.
Yeah, good point. Post-op. We're just gonna call him post-op.
So post Op
Um,
invites her to the engagement spot.
It's the what is it called? The Proposal Palace.
Yes, that's what
It's
it is.
Primo. The restaurant is called Primo's
Because it's owned by
a man
Primo.
named Primo. Yes, Primo Cologne owns this. Owns this fucking restaurant. And who would happen to work there? But
He doesn't work there. Technically. He's forced
Technically.
to be the Santa Claus because he
He's the
uses one of
Santa
the
Claus.
rooms in Primo's for photo shoots for his married or his engaged couples that he
Yes.
takes photos for.
Primo's also happens to be right across the street from an orphanage.
Is it right
Where
across the street
he-
from an orphanage?
It's literally right across the street from the orphanage that he works at.
Again, doesn't
That
work
he-
at volunteers at.
Volunteers at. Sorry. It's because there's a scene later in the movie where when he asks her to be Mrs. Claus for him, she says, "Are you going to be Santa at Primo's?" And he goes, "No." And he points behind him, and it's the orphanage. It's Sister Mary's is the name of it. I'm not kidding. It's just called Sister Mary's. Oh my god. So, they bump into each other. He was coming out of the donut shop or whatever, the coffee shop, buying donuts. And they bump into each other. He apologizes, blah, like whatever. They have a brief running into each other. Then later that night, then it reveals that she is a cellist who owns a music store.
With
well,
Mimi.
with Mimi. She works with her best friend because and that's pretty much it. And Mimi's trying to convince her to
She's trying to she
audition
convinces
for
her to
these-
for the Chicago Harmonic.
those symphony.
And of course Tori DeVito has to be like, I'm not a practice. And then she plays
out
and
of practice.
Chad Michael Murray's like,
Yeah.
that's the most beautiful cello I've ever heard in my
I've
life.
ever heard.
Okay,
God.
buddy, okay.
So they go out to drinks at Primo's, and she thinks that Wes post-op is gonna propose, and she like shuts him down before he has a chance. But then
She goes, no, hang on. She goes, I don't even love you. I mean, I could learn to.
I could learn to, which is a great opening for a movie. But he says that we should see other people. No, he doesn't even say we should see other people. He says, I think we should stop dating.
No, he says this has ran its course.
That's right. He says, I think this has ran its course. And so she storms out of the restaurant and bumps into a guy who is about to propose.
Oh, and while she's walking in, she passes Chad Michael Murray in Santa garb.
Yeah. So, she takes the 5 Christmas cards that she was going to send to a post op for every day of the week for the next week, and instead sends them to the most important 5 people who have influenced her life. Her favorite aunt, Aunt
Only Aunt Lila.
Lila, who raised her and her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother's name was Carter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She sends a one of the cards to her younger brother in the military, Carter. She sends one to a pop star who's a part of her favorite boy band and who provided the soundtrack to her life. The pop star's name is Jax.
Great
Ugh.
name. Great name.
Ugh.
Oh, by the by, it's not a pop group like you're thinking, like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. This
It's
is more like
just a trio.
Hanson
Yeah.
because they play their own instruments.
Yeah.
Literally not a pop group. Literally just a band. That's a band. That's literally a band.
Whatever. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Shut up. The music teacher who inspired her to take up the cello, being Chad Michael Murray's character's mom,
Mm-hmm.
and her best friend who always tells her the truth, which is Mimi.
And
then-
2 of the 5 end up crying when they read it.
What?
Mimi and Lila cry when they read the cards.
Yes. Yeah. So Mimi. So
Ooh,
each of the people who.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Technically 3 because Carter gives his to Angie and she cries. 3
not
for
even
5.
Like he shows it to her and she cries the first time, and then she cries again when he reuses it later.
Thank God they sent her ass to Germany and not Iraq. Because that would have been wrong. Oh,
Angie,
by the
played
by,
by,
Carter
yeah.
and Angie are both in the army. That's why that joke
Yes.
works.
Fucking Angie, played by Lainey McCauley. Jeez.
She got some
She's
strong
good
features.
She got some strong features.
She
She-
got
she was born-
legs.
She was born in British Columbia, Canada.
She knows how to use them.
Here she comes again.
You shut up. You shut your whore mouth.
The song that we all wish Maria Kanellis came back to.
I don't know. I didn't mind the.
Hold on here.
The,
Hold on here. I was looking through her filmography for Lainey McCauley, and she was in a TV movie called From Straight A's to XXX.
That's a Lifetime movie. And she's credited as Blonde Girl.
Oh man. In order to pay her college tuition, a young woman turns to the adult film industry and must balance her personal life with a new life as porn star Belle Nah.
Yeah,
What?
This is based on the chick from Duke.
Oh, where did this? It was a. Oh no! Where did it?
It's a Lifetime movie.
It is a Lifetime movie.
I wasn't kidding about that. I have heard about this movie.
That's fucking crazy.
Well, don't do porn.
Don't tell people what to do with their lives.
I'm fucking doing it because someone needs to.
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
What the fuck is Chesapeake Shores, and should we watch it?
I think it's a Hallmark show, and yes.
The young woman returns to her hometown to help save her sister's failing inn, where she contends with memories and faces from her past.
Chesapeake Shores, Hallmark Channel.
Oh no, we're not watching it. It's got Jesse Metcalf in it. And I'm not watching anything with that motherfucker.
Well, hang on. There's 4 seasons, 35 episodes. Oh
Oh
is the
no,
star.
he's the main character, and he plays Trace Riley.
Megan Ori's in it.
Megan Ori, well, what's her name is in it? Lainey McCauley.
Which one is
That's
she
why
from?
I saw it. Lainey
Oh no,
McCauley's,
no, yeah, I know her. I know
yeah.
she's in it. Treat Williams is in it. How do we? It's Treat Williams.
God, how many episodes is it?
35.
That's not terrible.
The main villain of Phantom is in it. How do we not watch this?
I feel like this is our next series.
I feel like
and I
you're
hate
not
to
wrong.
say that. Abby O'Brien Winters. Oh my God, what a name!
That's made up. That's fake.
We're no, that's the name of the character that Megan Ori plays.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Abby O'Brien Winters returns to Chesapeake Shores when she receives a panic phone call from her younger sister Jess, who has renovated the charming inn at Eagle Point. Inn at Eagle Point is the name. The Maryland town her father. So Chesapeake Shores, Maryland. Oh my God, I feel like we have to watch this now.
Okay, so let's put a pin in this because we have to understand that there are more than one Hallmark TV shows.
Yeah.
However, there is one that I think would be fantastic, but it would be an undertaking because it's also like 7 TV movies, and I'm not exaggerating.
Jesus Christ.
The Good Witch.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
We'll put a pin in that.
I've seen all the TV movies, and I'm almost up to date on the television shows. I missed most of this past season, though.
We'll put a pin in that, and we'll come back to it.
The voice of Jean Grey is in it. God damn it. Don't deprive me of this.
Put a pin in it. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Fuck, where were we? Right before Christmas. Right. Do we want to go down the side plots before we get to the main plot?
Yes, I'll hit the side plots. You can do the main plot.
Okay, so take us down the Lila and what's his name, Tom?
So Lila Lila and Tom both recently lost their loved ones, and I love that there's like a little scene where they're like, "My wife passed away 3 years ago," and Lila goes, "My husband passed away 2 years ago," and I'm like, "Wait, are they? Is this a competition? Are y'all trying to figure out who's more sad?" Tom has friends. We don't meet these friends who had to move away, and we don't know why. And they had to leave their doggy behind. It's this little white thing. You put a stick on the top of it and tie it up with a leather belt, and it's a mop. I mean, basically. And he's like, "Yeah, I need to find its forever home." I fucking heard that. I fucking heard that enunciation. You fucking ASPCA bitch. And immediately she's like, "Oh, I'll watch him for you because clearly you don't know how to raise a dog, you childless hap."
Oh my God.
I mean, that's what she was saying to him. So Tom's like, "Yeah, sure, you can take my dog, you equally childless hag." Now there's actually quite a bit of repartee between the two. They are very much enjoying each other's company. And she goes, "I'll take your dog in for you if you'd like." I don't know if she was trying to sleep with him with that or if she really just liked that dog. But either way, there was a personal motive behind that. So she bonds with the dog, and Tom goes, "Well, once I find its forever home, I will let you know, and then we'll give the dog to the new owners." And then he's like, "Hey, I found the dog a new home." And Lila's like, "Fuck, you did? What? No." And he's like, "Yeah, let's go take the dog over to him." And they drive up to the house, and she's like, "Nope, stop, I can't do it. I'm taking the dog. The dog's with me. It's found its home. It's mine." And he goes, "Oh, thank God. Let's drive away before they see us." Literally what he says.
Yeah.
So then they start dating. Woohoo!
Yep. And all this was sparked because she dropped her Christmas card that was sent to her by Jessica, and Tom picked it up and gave it to her.
It's even worse than you just described it. She went to her mailbox and dropped a letter. That's it. So we had Mimi and Todd, right? Was Todd her husband?
Yeah, Todd's her husband, I'm pretty sure.
So literally, they have the least amount of time given, and Mimi's like, "I want to have a kid," but Todd said not until 3 years into our marriage, and I'm like, "Maybe that sucks." And then Todd's like, "No, we can totally have a kid now." She's like, "Oh, so like all I had to do was talk to you about how I was feeling, and that would have solved all our problems?" Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
So this was a waste of a plot. Yep. That's probably why we got the lowest amount of time.
It really didn't have. It wasn't much of a plot.
It wasn't. Literally, the entire point was if you talk to your spouse, you're fine.
What I think it was like they were like, Jessica will send him 4 Christmas cards, and then to the 4 most important people in her life, and they're like, well, 4 doesn't really work. Can we do 5? One for like Monday through Friday? He goes, well, who else would she send one to? The best friend?
They all get there on the same day, though, so that doesn't even.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they do get all the cards on the same day.
so despite the fact that she sends them, keep this in mind. She sends them probably a day before everyone gets them. And somehow her brother, who is in the military, and it takes at least 4 weeks, no matter where you are, to get mail to the military, gets his at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah. Also, she orders the Christmas. Oh yeah, like a weird plot. She's gonna send out Christmas cards, personalized Christmas cards of her and Post-op at the beginning of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
where they're in a snow globe and blah blah blah. She orders those when she wakes up that morning. She designs them online, orders them. They arrive that night.
That's the power of Amazon. So
Show me this Amazon. That Amazon that she has there. Show it to
I
me.
don't want to. I hate Amazon. Amazon's killing this country. So Angie, Carter gets his, and it's, hey, you're the best little brother ever. I'm so glad our parents died so we could bond even better than before. And Carter's like,
I hate that you're not wrong.
Carter's like, thanks, sis. I'm super glad I bonded with you too. And then he's like, hey, hot girl who delivers the mail. Look at me. I got a message from my sister, and the girl's like, me and my mom are close.
Me and my mom aren't close.
Why aren't you and your mom close? I decided to enlist, and she didn't think it was a good idea because I wouldn't be safe, so she stopped talking to me. Wait. So wait, your mom is afraid you'll die. So she stopped talking to you? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Wouldn't she
It doesn't
be
need to make sense. It's a
smothering you?
Hallmark movie.
So she's like, I've never seen snow before. And they're like, let's make a snowman. And then literally, this is the first time I've ever heard an innuendo joke in a Hallmark movie. So they're driving a Hummer with like little antlers on it. And I forget where they were going. They're going to go get supplies. And the Hummer breaks down. So they stop and they get to the side of the road. And she's like, you know what I want to do right now? And Carter goes,
Oh yeah.
oh, okay. And she's like, build a snowman. He's like, oh, that's not where I expected this to go. And I'm like, was that a sex joke?
No, because it wasn't a sex joke. It was like a kiss you joke. She wanted to, like, she was making a joke like she was going to kiss him because she was like leaning in and they were slowly leaning in towards each other.
That's a sex
And
joke,
as they,
motherfucker.
don't get your mind out of the gutter. This is Hallmark. This is pure wholesome TV.
Pure, wholesome white television. Pure, wholesome white hetero television.
You're damn straight. There's 3 things that Hallmark doesn't allow. Any sort of implication of like non-family friendly content,
Mm-hmm.
homosexual content,
Nope.
and the Jews.
Ironically enough, there are actually quite a number of minority-led Hallmark movies.
No Jews though.
No, not on Hallmark. No,
Not on Hallmark.
no smearing bagels here. You can put a cream on, or you can eat it plain. How dare you smear, though?
So, somewhere, Sandy Cohen is furious.
No, he's
and
not.
He doesn't know why.
So Sandy Cohen is watching Hallmark Channel every night, laughing about what's the term for non-Jews? What is it?
I don't know what you.
There's Gentiles. He's laughing at
Gentiles.
all the Gentiles and their Christmasness. I love your mother, but she's a Gentile. He actually says that in season 1.
I know.
So Carter and Angie start to bond, and Carter's like, I'm going to Germany on my deployment. I don't want to get too close to her. And I think it was like his Marine buddy or whatever is one who says it. Because he's like, he works in the like the garage of the Army base. And the guy is like, Carter goes like, I'm deploying in 5 days. And the guy goes, well, you're here now. And I'm like, that
Because
is
you're here
really
now.
good advice.
Yeah, it's actually like a useful piece of advice,
Right?
unlike the advice that's normally given in a Hallmark movie.
Right? Just rely on your diabetic dog treat, bakery, and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
So the two bond, and I don't remember what happened, but like Carter says something to her. I think I don't remember. But at the end of it, Angie's like, I got my deployment, and Carter's like, oh God, where? And Angie goes, and hands him the deployment order, and it's to Germany, and she's like, what's the name for Snickerdoodle or whatever it fucking was?
Oh
Pastry?
yeah. What does he say? It's like gingerbread or something
Yeah,
like that.
gingerbread. It's like Flieger Flogging or something like that.
Flugen.
Hoogen Flugen. And then she goes, I'll figure it out when I get there. And then they kiss. I'm pretty sure that's against military code, by the way.
Probably,
Especially if you're deployed together.
but it's Hallmark.
And then minor subplot, Chad Michael Murray's character Luke goes out on a date with a woman by the name of Leslie, who gets set up with him through a client. She just wants headshots, and then she ends up falling in love with Primo. Ooh, other minor subplot. So this woman named Ruth takes her son to the mom and pop, best friend ran music store. And he wants a guitar, but she buys him a violin instead.
Yep.
And then at the end, she brings him back, and they return the violin for the guitar, and then it's revealed that he's adopted. No, I'm sorry, not even that. He's a foster kid. And at the end of the movie, she decides to adopt him. Every fucking movie, man. Every fucking movie's the
What a
goddamn
brutal
same.
reveal.
Right? And
Adopted.
and
I was
she,
like, wow, Chad, you're really just putting that out there.
and she flat out says, "I decided to pull the trigger." And I'm like, well, you can't say that.
You can't say that. Not when it comes to the children. This is Hallmark.
So she literally wasn't even going to adopt the kid until he got a guitar from this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, what a whore.
She sucks.
Oh, and she's also a newspaper writer and wants to do a feature on Luke.
Yeah. So the final card gets sent to Luke's mother, who is currently in fuck, I don't remember what he said.
I think it was like
Senegal or some
Zimbabwe
shit.
or it's somewhere in Africa because she was supposedly.
She's in a very exotic place, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Dude, I just saw a news report that there's toxic waste leaking out of a building in Detroit. So, like, listen, that's not exactly not dangerous.
So he gets the card, and he shows up at
Senegal.
I got it right.
No,
I said Senegal.
did you? I don't know if you got it right. I think that's where it was though.
The first thing that I said was Senegal.
I think you're right. I think it is Senegal.
Holy shit! If I got that right, that'd be awesome.
Right. Well, I mean, I won't know for a little while because I'm about to watch which one? I'm about to rewatch Christmas Under the Stars after this, so I'll let you know.
Okay. So he follows her to her, or I think he like shows up at her apartment because her address was her address on the envelope or some weird shit.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, he gets into her apartment building and follows her up the stairs unknowingly. And what did she say? What did she say?
She turns around and says something.
I have mace.
Oh yeah, she turns around and says, "I have mace," and he just goes. He looks at her and he goes, "Jessica."
Santa?
Like, Santa? He introduced himself. His name is Luke Miller. His mom was Mrs. Miller. He wanted to thank her for sending the card on his mom's behalf. You know, a whole bunch of like, and then they set up a date, basically, but it's not a date. So I'm trying to remember exactly how this plot.
Okay.
So
I'll take over if you can't remember.
Because I just watched it the other day, but like all the middle details are hazy.
Okay, so he's in her hotel or not apartment, and he notices that she doesn't have any Christmas decorations. She says, "I'm taking a break from Christmas this year," and he goes, "Well, that just won't do." and then they decide, they talk about Christmas, and he basically goes, "Can I borrow you for a Christmas tree?" Because he walked into the music shop
That's
the
right.
next day because he wanted.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm remembering everything. So he calls her mom that night. Says, "Mom, this chick came by with the envelope and blah blah blah," and she sends him a bunch of emails. And he goes to the next day. He goes to her little music shop with his mom's cello, because his mom wants what's this bitch's name, Jessica, to have it. And
Yes.
Jessica goes, "I can't take it. No, no." He's like, "You didn't insult my mother by not taking it. You're gonna fucking take it." And she's like, "I haven't seen your mother in 30 years. I only knew her for like 4 days. Like, this is weird." And he's like, "I don't know, fucking script."
Pretty much.
So he then says, I could use your help with the Christmas tree." She's like, "It's not a date." He goes, "It's totally not a date. It's just a Christmas tree." So they go and buy a Christmas tree and then a bunch of ornaments, and they take them to the fucking orphanage. There aren't even orphanages anymore in this country, but whatever. And they set up the tree, and she falls in love with all these little kids, and she's like, "All right, let's stay at the orphanage all day, and we'll decorate the tree, and I guess bake cookies and shit. I don't know." And then afterwards, he's like, "I'm going to go and play hockey tomorrow. Do you want to join me?" And she's like, "Oh, I haven't skated since I was 4." He's like, "Don't care. Be there. Bye, ho." And he shows up, and he ends up, going on that terrible date with the chick who wants the headshot. She comes back around, ends up bumping into him. They go to the ice rink place. So he's taking photos of her. Primo falls in love with this bitch. But then, of course, Jessica walks in, sees bitch and Luke hanging out, and she's all like, "My heart," and leaves without even saying hi. Because Hallmark movie.
Yep.
Adoy. Oh, we forgot a minor subplot. So Jax is a down on his luck,
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
very successful musician who made bank off of a Christmas song and hasn't done anything since. This
Right.
new Instagrammer, although it's alluded that's an Instagrammer, it's just some influencer, has a lot of followers. And the guy's like, "Well, when did fans become followers?" And the dad, and then the older brother's like, "I don't know. When Twitter? I don't know." So he's like, "I got you an opening act. You're gonna sing a Christmas song." And then the guy gets the letter from Jessica, because like she like listened to this pop band's music when her parents died, and it got her through that like hard time. And he's like, I found inspiration to write a new song. And the brother's like, "They just want the old song." He's like, "You're my manager and my brother. You got to fight for me." And the manager goes, "All right." And then he goes and he fights and loses. And then he comes back and goes, "They kicked you off the tour." He's like, "God damn it." "Oh, well, I'm going to write this song. It's going to be a success." And he goes, "You should call your buddies." And he's like, "Yeah. This girl's music, this girl's letter inspired me." And the brother's like, "Your music inspired me." And the brother's like, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" And then the older brother goes, "Script." So then,
Yeah, it's a lot of breaking the fourth wall.
basically, then the two best friends reunite with the other guy, and guess what? One's Hispanic, one's black, one's white. Ah, representation.
It's perfectly representative.
And then they get a
Yay!
musical performance at the place where they first made their name all those years ago, probably 2, because let's be honest, that's how music works. So they arrange a booking at this venue, the same one that they were at the first time, in a reunion for a new Christmas song, and they're going to unveil it that day. Yay. Oh, but Jessica goes there because, hey, it's a reunion of her favorite band. Of course she is. And wouldn't you know it, Luke is there. Why is Luke there?
Hold,
Because
hold
Luke.
on, hold on.
What
You
did I
you
miss?
missed an important part. They After the night of them going to the, did you mention the kiss in front of post op?
Ah, I forgot. Yes. So after
Yeah.
the
So
yes. Yeah, go on.
orphanage.
Yeah, go on.
After the orphanage, uh they're outside of it and they're talking, and she notices that post op is there in his car. And she's like, "I have to do something. I
Hang
can't
on.
just like blah blah blah." Yeah,
Did you get the vibe that Post Op was there on a date with that dude? Because I got that vibe.
100%.
I guess we knew why
Um,
Post Op broke up with her in the first place.
and then Luke convinces Jessica to kiss him to make post op jealous,
Hmm.
basically. So they kiss. Post op sees him, gets mad, drives off, and she's like, they're all caught up in the moment, and she's like, "Oh wow," and he goes, "Wait, did he see it?" And so that happens.
I
Then,
haven't felt this good since your brother Nathan.
so, um, after the ice rink thing happens, and she sees that, and she gets mad at Luke. Then Luke is gonna go drop by the store to see if she's there to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but but before that, before he gets there, Post-op gets there and tries to talk to Jessica about getting back together. Where Jessica is going to uh, she basically turns him down and says she's gonna be single no matter what. She's gonna take this holiday for herself. Post-op and Luke run into each other walking out of the store, and he had seen Post-op talking to her, and as he's walking out, he goes, "If you're going in there to try and change your mind, don't bother." And Luke takes that as a sign of Post-op and Jessica are getting back together, and he walks away
Mm-hmm.
without Jessica seeing him.
Sad
So
day.
now we talked about all the pop star stuff with Jax, so that we could get all the way to the very end where
Can I do the
she's
end?
at.
Can I do the end? It's so good.
Yes,
It's so good.
absolutely.
Oh
Go
god.
do the ending.
So there's a little moment in between all of this where they're listening to the radio and Jax's Christmas song came on and Jessica's like, I love them. And Luke's like, they're terrible. I'm such a snob. So he goes and finds out that Jax is having a reunion with his old band. Jessica's going. He shows up to go and he gets there and the bouncer's like, we're sold out or something like that. And he goes, all right, but I really love the band. He's like, I don't believe that. He goes, all right, there's a girl in there. And he goes, that I believe. But he still ain't getting in. And then somehow he gets in.
What does he say? He says there's a girl in there that if I don't go in there and talk to her right now, I'm gonna lose my chance with her forever. And she's my one, like she's my love at first sight. And he goes, now that I believe,
Still ain't getting
but you
in.
still ain't getting in. So he sneaks around back to where all the production stuff is, and he picks up a roll of cables and walks in through the back door that's completely unguarded.
I mean, hey, at least he's helping out, right? So,
Yeah.
so in this 45-person venue, it takes him all show to find her. And he walks over and she's like, what are you doing here? And then he pulls out this photo. And he's like, here's this photo I found. And it's a girl
We
with
forgot about one moment that's super important.
What moment?
On the night where it's a night they're both alone. They're in their apartments and they are both watching It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, it's not that important. It's just kind of kitschy.
It's very important.
It's not.
It's a Wonderful Life is important to the plot.
Not really. The
Yeah, 'cause
photo and cello are more important.
Right, but she walks into the place where she buys the Christmas cards that she's going to send to Post-op, and the shop owner, Joe, because that's his name, is watching It's a Wonderful Life, and she quotes he's like, you want the moon? I'll just throw a lasso around the moon and pull it down for you, and you take it and put it in your pocket, or whatever he says.
Right, but what I'm saying is like none of that's relevant to how we end. It's just a reoccurring plot point. Because what's really important is the camera and the cello. Because her very first cello, she took a photo with a kid with his very first camera. And wouldn't you know, 30 years later, that girl with the cello and that boy with the camera are Luke and Jessica. And she goes,
the kid who...
is that us?
And then she remembers, and she goes, you were the kid who licked all the frosting off all the cupcakes.
He only licked it off the chocolate ones.
Said only the chocolate ones.
Literally a movie where it's love at first sight and they were childhood friends.
Oh, I love
It's so
this movie.
delicious.
Was so good.
It's so delicious.
It was so good.
But yes, so it's not important to the plot, but it is important in the point of emphasis because the shop owner quotes it. She quotes it to Post-op. Luke then quotes it to her. Then they watch it. It's fucking Feifel Goes West, somewhere out there, right? So it's
right.
it's a reoccurring plot point, but it's not important to the plot. Like you take those scenes out, and the movie's still the same. It just adds a little bit of emphasis and a little bit of historical nostalgia, and I think the added pop appeal of it helped kind of bring it all around. Because, a lot of Hallmark movies kind of exist in a vacuum. This one felt connected, mostly because of It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah. So I appreciated that.
Man, it was fucking great.
It really was. The other movie that I loved, that I've brought up before, it was a summer movie. It came out in 2017. It's called Love at the Shore. It stars Amanda Rigetti and Peter Porte.
Okay. All right.
It's a summer movie. single mom of 2 kids rents a beach house owned by
Oh yeah.
owned by Peter Porte. He's a party boy who plays his music loud but has a beautiful little doggy. But he also
Hell
works
yeah.
at a kids' summer camp. Oh, by the way, he's also like a giant, not giant, but he's also trying to franchise a summer camp for kids so that underprivileged kids all around the country can enjoy summer activities for low to no cost.
Of course.
Right? Ooh, and the mom's a novelist, a romance writing novelist who can't finish
Hell
her
yeah.
next book. Oh, and guess
Hell
who her
yeah.
best friend is?
Who?
No, just take a guess. Like if you had to describe her best friend, who would it be?
Uh, a diabetic dog treat shop owner.
Nope. But a black woman. Because every white woman in a Hallmark movie's best friend is always a minority,
Yep.
but never gay or Jewish.
But never gay or Jew. You're right.
The day they make a gay Jewish movie, whew, Hallmark's going to be in the 20th century.
The 20th century. So, Chad, out of
Yes.
10, what would, or not out of 10, out of your rating system, what would you give a rating for Right Before Christmas?
I'm going to give it 2 different ratings
Okay.
because of just the jokes. I'm giving it 10 out of 10 Dan heart attacks.
Okay.
And I'm also giving it 32 out of 32 Nathan Scott free throws.
Perfect. So I'm also going to give it 2 ratings because I have to stick with my theme. I'm giving it 10 out of 10 Torrey DeVitos,
Fair.
but I'm also going to give it 1 out of 1 kidnapped little Jamies.
You know that joke I made about Nathan? I wasn't going to make it about Nathan. I had to check myself like, I don't know. That joke may not fly past the censors.
Oh man, what censor? Did you listen to our Grinch episode?
To be fair, that episode was about exposing the Whovians and the Whoosies and the Illuminati. We were not defending
Illuminati.
or endorsing them.
Hey, I wasn't endorsing or defending Nanny Carey kidnapping little Jamie.
No, but my joke was going to be a lot worse than that.
Your joke was okay. Well, then we won't say it.
I mean, remember, I said she hasn't felt that good since Nathan. So, yeah.
Oh,
Let some
man.
jokes die.
What a great. This was there. If I could go back and reorder the episodes of this podcast, I know how I would do it. It would be the stupid fucking stop motion movies, then the non-Christmas Christmas movies, then the Grinch episode, and then this episode. In
Agreed.
order of which episodes are from like least to like worst to best.
Agreed.
And in terms of content and what we watched, this was the best episode. In terms of jokes made, this episode kind of contends with the Grinch episode, but the Grinch episode, whew, boy, we really knocked it out of the park on that one.
The Grinch episode is never going to be topped. Let's be honest, folks. We're all just playing for second place now.
We've never been that funny.
I don't think
The
anything's
fact-
ever been that funny.
Dude, nine, like 40% of that show is just us laughing.
Which is funny because the Grinch Whovian jokes were only like 10 minutes of the episode.
Literally, those jokes only took up like 10 minutes. Oh my god. Still has the greatest ending to a podcast that we've ever had. Holocaust, and then just me going, oh no!
Who switched?
Whoosh.
Who saw Goebbels?
Yusuf Goebbels. Oh my god. We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
You mean the Hubermensch?
My face hurts. The Huberman.
my,
my, ch- my, my chest hurts. Oh, oh,
my entire gut just hurts.
oh. I'm crying. I'm literally crying from laughing. Dude, those are going to be the funniest jokes we'll ever have. The second funniest coming very close is us making a Hallmark movie.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
So we're off until New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Do you know what your availability is yet on New Year's Eve?
Um, what day is New Year's Eve?
Tuesday.
Mm.
Or should we say, whose day?
I don't, but the schedule for my work schedule has not been posted for next week yet.
Do you normally
So
work
I'm probably
Tuesdays?
going to go. No, I normally don't work Wednesdays, so I'm probably just going to request Tuesday off.
Okay.
And so I'll probably request that off so I can go during the day. I am going to 2 different New Year's Eve parties.
That's fine because I already know what the end of the night looks like at midnight.
Cool.
So we're booking backwards from that.
Yeah, so I think the first New Year's Eve party that I'm going to starts at 8. So I'm going to show up to that one probably around the time that it starts, hang out there for a little, and then finish off the night at the other party. And by finish off, I mean actually celebrate the ball drop and everything over at
Okay.
the other party.
So sometime
So
before 7.
yeah, sometime before 7 would probably be for the best.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in and put in the request off. I work today because
Mm-hmm.
it's Monday now technically. I work today, so I'll put in my request off today, and then once I have it confirmed that I'll have a request off, I'll text you and we can sort everything out.
Okay, so I'll plan before 7. It might be a launch episode of the night. We're going to talk New Japan because the Dome Show is coming up.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk our 10 hottest, so you're going to have to do some research, our 10 hottest female Hallmark starlets.
Oh hell yeah.
You're also going to have to
That's
send
great.
me your list ahead of time so that way I can have photos
You
ready.
can get pictures. Yeah. Okay.
Yup.
I'll knock that out sometime this week.
Fair enough. Also, New Year's Eve is also the Ryzen show, MMA. So, like, I'm gonna wake up and have a lot of fun with New Year's Eve. Yay!
Cool. And then one thing that you should also put on the docket for us for the New Year's Eve show is that I have some opinions about AEW.
Okay. I'm sure on one of
So
those shows on New Year's Eve we'll rant about Star Wars too.
yeah.
It'll be a spoiler cast, by the way. Just so you know, whatever show it ends up being. Also, just point of emphasis, I am looking to record shows the night before. So if that would be helpful for you, it would allow me to play a show on New Year's Eve and allow me a break. Because unlike past years, I'm apparently hosting every episode.
Yeah, that might. If that might help you better, that might work better for me too.
Record
I'm
it
still probably
Monday.
gonna request. Yeah, I'll still probably request that day off. But if that's helpful for you, because if you're hosting every single show, then you're gonna be fucking blown out by
Nope.
midnight. So, if that helps you, then I will definitely be down for doing that.
Okay, I'm looking at recording a 1-2 hour show and then making an impact. That way, Zach and I can just do the midnight show instead of him having to do 2. So that means I'll just have to do 3 shows live, which still sucks, but I've done 2 a lot recently because of your schedule. So
Yeah.
I am paced better for that.
Yeah. So if it helps you better, we can definitely. I mean, you just need to tell me how long we need to be able to knock out, so that way we can hit our time.
Whatever it is would have to be like a full hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. No, like split up. Like I could do
Right.
like 2 hours, 55 minutes, or an hour and 55 minutes, or 4 hours and 55 minutes. It just needs to be genuinely close to that.
Okay. Well, if you like I said, we could probably just do it the night before. Me and you can do like a 2-hour show
Okay.
and just knock it out. And hell, if we run out of shit to talk about, we'll just riff.
I mean, there's always Hallmark movies.
Hey man, we're still on the air.
I mean, there's a lot of Hallmark movies still.
I know. I'm saying we got a show to wrap up.
I know.
I just realized I'm like, oh, we're not just talking off air.
Oh, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I just realized I was like, oh, we're not talking off air. We haven't ended the show yet.
I didn't realize that you didn't know that. So,
Oh man.
all right. So, realnerdcorp.com, REALNERDCORP.com, your one-stop shop for all things Nerdcorp. We're on Twitter at NERDCORP, on Instagram at realnerdcorp. We are on Podbean at realnerdcorp.podbean.com, and by downloading the Podbean app to your mobile device and or tablets. And you can search for us on the Podbean app at Real Nerdcorp. Swisher, what are your personals?
My personal, you can find me on Twitter at x2000gregs, x2000gregs. You can find me on Tumblr, 2000gregs.tumblr.com, and you can find me on Instagram at 2000gregs, 2000gregs. Chad, where can they find your personals?
You can find my personals at Chad Nerdcorp, ChadNerdCorp, on Twitter and on Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. You can also find me at fansidedmma.com, and I will be co-managing and co-editing the Factory of Sadness subsite on Fansided as well after the new year. I'm
All right,
about to
man.
start the Tim Couch was great propaganda. You best believe it.
If there's one Cleveland sports star that Chad will support no matter what happens, it'll be Tim Couch.
Well, it'd be Jim Tomey, then Omar Vizquel,
Yeah.
then Tim Couch.
And then,
But he's up there. He's up there.
thank you all for joining us for another edition, or the final edition, of the Corniest Chrismukkah ever podcast. Corniest Chrismukkah pod. Where the fuck is my outro? Oh, God, this fucking name. Corniest Chrismukkah ever podcast, the podcast. Thank you all for listening. For Chad Porto, I'm Alex Swisher. Goodbye, good night, and I don't know. It's a Hallmark movie,
Tis
so
the
fall in
season
love.
to be jolly.
Yeah, fall in love with someone who owns a diabetic dog treat shop.
Don't date someone unless they have a child that they have just adopted out of nowhere. Rules.
Or a half-blind cat.
Or